Thanks for joining us. I'm Maria Sorreo, and here's what's happening around the peninsula. It was quite an evening at Trump National as 6 local businesses were honored by the Palos Verdes Chamber of Commerce. Many dignitaries from the community were in attendance, including Supervisor Don Knabe, Mayor Anthony Mizitich, and Mayor Pro Tem Brian Campbell. The president and CEO of the Palos Verdes Chamber of Commerce, Eileen Hupp, tells us how the recipients are selected.
We have a nomination process. We have criteria that the committee looks at in terms of innovation, contribution to the community, outstanding customer service, longevity in business, etc. And they will look at all of those factors and weigh in terms of who's the best nominee.
Do you always have a certain amount each year? Because you have a nice list this year.
We do have a nice list. We are so fortunate to have many wonderful businesses from which to choose. Usually they pick about 4, 5, or 6. This year we do have 6 honorees. There's always one that is the best nonprofit and one that is the best new business.
One of the winners was the Promenade on the Peninsula, and their spokesperson, Liz Griggs, was very honored to accept the award.
Congratulations first on being honored tonight. When did you find out?
I got a letter from the chamber and I was informed that the Promenade was being honored for our contributions to the community, and it's great. We're so excited, so excited.
And we will have much more from this event a little later in the show. 15 acres were burned in a fire that was dangerously close to homes near Crust Road and Crenshaw Boulevard. The blaze was quickly knocked down from the efforts of over 100 firefighters and 2 water-dropping helicopters. The fire scare reminds us to be aware of what we can do to help prevent fires in our own backyard.
We want to talk about the brush fires because, as we said before, fire season is pretty much all year long here in Southern California.
Absolutely, especially here on the backside of the hill, which has a lot of what we call 1-hour fuels. And what it means is in 1 hour with a dry day with some heat, it could dry it all the way out and be ready for fire. So it really doesn't. We truly don't get out of fire season, especially over here. Obviously, from the very beginning, we suggest that you adhere to your brush clearance recommendations and rules. We come around once a year. I hate doing it. I hate going to people's backyard to tell them what they have to do to clean their yards. But to be honest, it's a help me, help you situation.
Absolutely.
It gives us what we call defensible space.
Okay.
What it does is it enables us to get in there and prevent the fire from consuming your home.
Okay.
So it's invaluable when it's needed. It's like an insurance policy. We hope we never have to use it, but when we do, we want it to be a good one. And your clearance and adhering to what we're requesting is the good policy.
There has been no official word on what started the fire, but the investigation is leaning toward an electrical fire and not arson. And when we come back, a new educational building opens its doors for a local community theater. And coming up in sports, some exciting news for Marymount College and its future athletes.
You are watching RPVtv. Make RPVtv.
Introducing the all-new Enclave. It's a minivan to the max, with features like remote control sliding rear doors, 150 cable channels, a full sky view roof, temperature-controlled cup holders, and the 6-point navigation system. It's the minivan for families on the go.
Hi, I'm Deputy Chris Knox, here to remind you of the importance of sharing the road. It's important to slow down when you see orange cones in the road. Many days, men and women are involved in road work, so always slow down, even below the speed limit, and be aware of the workers in the road. By following these rules, we can all share the road safely. This message is brought to you by the City of Rancho Palos Verdes and the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department.
Hi there, I'm Julia Louis-Dreyfus. It seems like everyone has an energy plan these days, so it can get a little confusing, but I have an easy way you can make a big difference. Try a reusable bag. If we all used one of these, it would save 12 million barrels of oil each year. Now that's an energy plan.
Brought to you by the California Integrated Waste Management Board, the Environmental Media Association, and Heal the Bay. Learn more at healthebay.org.
Now moving on to City Council news, I had a chance to sit down with our newest members, Susan Brooks, Jim Knight, and Jerry DeHovic, who talk about what challenges they're facing now that they've been voted into office.
Well, we have some major infrastructure projects that we need to get through, and one of which I'm on a subcommittee with Susan here on the San Ramon Canyon.
Mm-hmm.
We're at a real critical state with that. We as a city have ponied up and come forth with all the money to put forth a complete design, engineer design, get all of the approvals from the various agencies, and we're ready to go out to bid. And we also lobbied up in Sacramento to get a grant,
Sure.
$9.4 million. So we're at a critical state, but we need the LA City and LA County to come on board with us, and so we're in the process of trying to get them to do that. That's a really important project because it's time sensitive, not only in terms of weather. I mean, we don't want to have another storm coming down, but in terms of some of the commitments we already have from the state, we need to just make sure we're moving forward with that. So that's one of the bigger ones.
When we're talking about our goals, we just had our second goal setting session, but you know, I had 4 solid pages of goals. There's a lot of things I'd like to see happen, and I'm sure my colleagues had the same situation. But you know, you've got to prioritize, which we did the other day. And you're not going to get it all done, which is also frustrating because I'm a perfectionist by nature, and you want to see these things get done. And you know, we'll do the best we can on that, though.
And I wanted to keep paradise, paradise. And seeing some of these changes, I was concerned about how priorities were being decided in the city. I was concerned about the direction the city was taking. I saw a growth of government. Things have doubled since I was last there. And I was trying to understand why a lot of the infrastructure needs had not been met if the growth of government had doubled.
And you can see more of our newest council members on our next City Talk tonight and every night at 8 p.m. There was a ribbon cutting celebration for the Norris Theater as they opened the doors of their new educational building. Many Norris supporters and students came out for the event. The building will be used for various dance, acting, and musical theater classes, as well as rehearsals and auditions. Daniel Thomas is the director of the Educational Center and is ready for the students to get to work.
This has been a building that's been years in the making, even long before we got here. And although we've been doing a lot of the work, there's also been a very dedicated team of board members and volunteers and staff that has been putting this together. Dick and Joan Moe spearheaded the effort, as they did with the pavilion about 10 years ago. And then their daughter Julie and her husband John have been literally on their hands and knees laying brickwork, picking out furniture, getting the paint done. So it's been a group effort. So it's been a lot of work, but it's really been worth it.
And we should say that the kids have been so patient too, because they've been wanting this, and their parents have been wanting this for so long, and they've had to be sent off to other buildings while this got prepared and going back and forth, and they've been so patient, and now they're so excited, and nothing could make us happier than that.
How does it feel to finally see it completed?
Oh, it's so nice. I mean, we've had the vision of it for quite some time, but the best part is watching the kids come into the building for the first time. And our instructors have even told us that as they've taught classes here, the kids are acting more professional and they're more focused. So you can tell that it's really having an effect on them. And that's the best feeling for me.
I think, and really for the kids, you know, since the department began, they've been in 3 different locations all around the shopping mall. And just to have one building that they can call home. And as she said, when they walk in and their eyes get so big and they know this is for them. And that's just a wonderful feeling.
And for more information on the Norris Theater, you can always go to their website at norristheater.org. And since we're always looking for ways to make our lives a little greener and save on some green as well, I sat down with our former mayor, Marilyn Lyon, who tells us about some opportunities we can take advantage of right in our own homes.
And the program, though, that is the latest and greatest and the best way residents can start saving right away, and the largest rebate I've ever heard of, is Energy Upgrade California.
Absolutely. Now, have you seen a savings? Have you seen savings?
Well, I know my father, just changing out a refrigerator alone, reduced his energy bill by 50%.
That is quite
That's just
a lot.
one item. So if you can imagine, if you do your entire home, tighten it up, just like a car tune-up, you're going to tune up your home and make it more energy efficient. Invite a participating contractor to your home and really have a good chat with him. If our viewers will go on the website, you can actually see where the heat is escaping. The poster behind us kind of says it all.
Explains it with the money
dollar
coming out of
bills
your
going
house.
out of the chimney.
Absolutely. And you can watch Marilyn's interview on how to make your life a little greener on the next Around the Peninsula. And when we come back, it's all about traveling on the hill and beyond with John Clayton.